sophomore, and this is for all three of you. Can you say in one sentence or less what? You know what I mean. Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
You ever been to a restaurant and then you see you have gratuity on it, so it's 20%, and then they ask, do you want to give another 20%? And then you get upset and confused because somehow it's now your responsibility to somehow pay the waitress because they want to give them sometime below minimum wages. So now you feel kind of conscionable about how you are responsible for it. I have two problems with this. As we see in this story, tipping is so out of hand in New York, even the Olive Garden adds automatic gratuities. So this is a story in the New York Post, and which talking about tipping. And how is this news? Yeah, because it is getting out of hand. It's a job market thing. In this economy, it's an economic thing. Why? Because I had a steak from a great place, a nice place. I didn't have a steak. I had shrimp. I love shrimp. Shrimp is good. Got 5 shrimp. I was sitting my $50, $60 meal becomes $80, and I'm like, okay. Then I asked, do you want to tip again? I'm like, isn't that gratuity? Isn't that tip? Like, yeah, but some people like to tip more. So I'm like, what if my service was bad? Do I have to tip then? Which leads to my second point. But let's go to the first point. Why is the consumer of a said product having to tip just to make a person survive? Not out of gratefulness, but to survive. Why is it on the consumer to survive? Now, restaurants are hospitality businesses. They want to give you good service. But in this case, you don't have to give good service because no matter what happens, you get tipped. Maybe you get more of a tip. But I feel like my second point is going to hit home more. But let's go over the story. Tipping is so out of hand in New York. New York City has long been accustomed to having mandatory gratuity added to the bills for a large party of 6 or 8, but increasingly it becomes common to see an 18 to 20% tip tacked on parties of just 1, 2, or 3 or 4 people. And some customers say it's leaving a bad taste in their mouth. Yes, of course. Now, if I come with a party of 20 people and and this one waitress has to do all 20 people, we got to give her a tip, right? We have to give her a big tip. She's got to work. She has to do things. But if it's just me and you just going me, you're like, do you need water every 30 minutes? Every 10 minutes you just come back and say, what do you have to have a tip in that situation? Now, don't get me wrong. Being a waitress is hard. You have to deal with customers. You have to deal with different people. Me being in the customer business, being in hospitality business, being in retail, you understand that these things often come with a sacrifice. You people be rude to you, have to take it. Like, listen, dude called me a B word, then called me N word. He wasn't black, by the way. Wasn't white man either, but he called me an N-word, and he called my mustache Dusty. That Dusty mustache, how thick it is, that's a beautiful thick mustache, right? Beautifully thick mustache. He called it Dusty. I had to take it. Instead of me doing what I want to do and flirt with his girlfriend and give her my number just out of pure disrespect, it could lead to a fight. I could get fired for doing something like that. So no, I'm not gonna do something like that because I understand hospitality. I understand what it like to be a customer service. You have to have great customer service. So it's presumption our service was not very good, said Miranda, a 39-year-old on vacation to Auburn, Alabama, who incurred an automatic gratuity while having lunch at 5 Acres in Rockefeller Center on Tuesday with her parents and 2 children. And almost like it doesn't incentivize them to have good service, our food came out separate times. We waited forever. Restaurateurs say Chowtown should get used to it. You have the bill, automatic gratuity. You see, you have tax, you have total. You see how the bill just changes? You have total $67.14. It makes it $87. Like I said, my bill was 60 or some 60, 50 some dollars, and then it was 80. You can see how I felt. I felt a little disrespected, but shout out to her. She was pregnant, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. Service wasn't probably the best, but it was fine. It was okay. So I guess, fine. She's pregnant, help her. But why is it my responsibility? Why don't you actually pay your employees? Or why don't you just charge it higher and then pay them secretly? Maybe nobody will come in your restaurant, but your restaurant is esteemed. It already costs a ridiculous amount of money. Which leads to my second point, which I was talking about. It leads to a lack of customer service. Like I said, me being customer service when I was in high school, well, not high school, my freshman year of college, learning hospitality and learning different things taught me that if you want to tip, be really nice to people. Treat them well. Go give effort, give sense, make them feel comfortable around you, and they'll give you a tip. Bro, some lady would buy a milk and something cost $5 back in 2009. Guess what she would do? She would give me $20. She spent $5, she would give me $20. Like, hey, you sweet, you came out here, you helped me push the buggy, you did all that. She might have flirted with me, she's an older lady, but who knows? At least I was acceptable enough to flirt with. I didn't go out there with a bad attitude or something. So in my mind, I'm thinking, Yo, listen, now I want to give a better service to everyone. No one wants bad service, and it comes with goodwill. I'm less likely to go to a restaurant with bad service and then they charge me 20%. Like this example, they charge me 20% for gratuity when the service was bad. You know what I'm saying? If the service bad, why would you charge 20%? Now it's an economic issue. Now I can't go eat. I could spend that $20 somewhere. I could have supported my brothers at Wing Ends up the road. That could have been an extra Wing End day. Now I can't go to Wing Ends as often because I had to spend $20 on some mediocre to bad service. And now I don't want to go to a restaurant no more. If I go again, probably not going. Why? Costs a little too much. Unless I'm just having a great day. You know, if I'm having a great day, I might go in there because the shrimp was alright. Hash brown was huge. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, this is the things I want people to think about because again, people are like, why is customer service so bad? When you go into certain stores, why do people not speak to you? When you do certain things, why does people not smiling or happy? You see it. Buc-ee's and other places, they require you to smile. You have to, this is kind of their thing. At the store I'm at, you got a gratuity thing. You say hello, you do your thing, you be nice, you treat people like they want to come in, you get extra money. That's fantastic to me. I think that's actually brilliant. You incentivize. With no need, even in that case, no need to even do a tip. You incentivize good behavior. And I think that's a smart thing. I think you should incentivize good behavior. And most people that have great service get tips, get used tips, matter of fact. Most people, if you give good service, people will give you even more than 20%. They give you 30%. They give you 40%. Like I said, they bought $5 worth. I got $20. My boy son used to get tips because he was nice. Girls get tips a lot. Men don't get tips as much, but you can still get tips. But why is it on the consumer now? Like I'm saying, why is it on the consumer to do said thing? Why is it on me to make sure the waitress can have a livable wage when, of course, America don't make sure the waitress can have a livable wage? They could, like I said, they could even add some of it to the meal, and I'm not as mad because I'm like, oh, I ordered it, I had to pay it. This added 20% in instead of saying it's gratuity, so my waitress get paid. Try to guilt me into paying for somebody so they can make a living because lifestyle. I just want y'all to think about it. This is just something on my mind. And I'm thinking about the economics of tipping and how it should be an incentive, not a mandatory thing to make sure you get it. And by the way, let's be honest, they don't get that whole check. What is that? $14.59? They probably get $4 out of it. The poor waitress that's struggling with a kid out here get $4 out of that. She ain't getting they get 10 and they get 4. That's just another way for the company to get paid because they're greedy. Let's just be honest. The whole thing about tipping is just so the company can get more money. I've seen it. By the way, you know it. If you worked in retail, you know you don't get that whole tip. They don't give you the whole $14. Unless they give you cash on the thing and you take it. Sometimes they give you. But I even found they got a little jar where you do tip jar. And you write down how much you put down. That's how you do it. They can sneak it. I ain't have to do this, but I seen you sneak it. You write down how much they gave you and you get a percentage of it. I'm like, I got the tip. Why would you get a percentage of my tip? So putting it automatically on the thing, make sure that you can't hide it. For instance, if I put $20 down and you put it in your pocket and the manager and them can't see it, and they tell you to put it in a jar, you don't have to put it in a jar because you can get away with it when nobody's looking. So if I automatically put it on your bill, then I make sure I get that money. So actually, is it even helping the waitress? Another way America is the greatest. It's Europe, it's everywhere. By the way, this is becoming a world problem. So this is horrible. I don't know what to say. I ain't got nothing to say. Let me know in the comments. Tell me how y'all feel. Like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that stuff. Tell me how you feel about tipping. Do you feel like it's worthy to tip? This is something I was upset about the other day because I spent too much money on something that I probably shouldn't spend money on, but I did it anyway. So now I'm upset about tipping, and this story happened to come across it. So this thick mustache is really upset at tipping right now. So this is my vent, y'all. This is my way to vent because I want to have fun on this channel, and I want y'all to like and share, and I want y'all to think about things too, the way I think about it, and see if y'all agree. Because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm a horrible person. Let me get I'm rambling. I love y'all. Like and subscribe one more time. Hit that notification bell. Back to y'all on the show. See you later. Peace.
Hi, my name is Jenny. I'm a sophomore. for all three of you. Can you say in one sentence or less how